Robin and I stood by the side of the road. Bell-bottom jeans, mine purple, her red, tie-dyed t-shirts, our hair long, hers straight, mine wild, with our thumbs in the air. We were hitchhiking from Chicago to LA. Robin growled as another car passed us by. Who are these people? I mean, how can they just pass two girls standing on the side of the road and not stop? She pulled in her thumb, handed me the cardboard sign that said Salida. That was the next town down the road. Sat down, pulled out the food pack, and started eating again. Should we have stayed on the main highways in Colorado with steady rides? It was that billboard of the Marlboro Man inspired us to take the state roads through the mountains in hopes of meeting a real Marlboro Man. Robin threw another handful of granola in her mouth and said, you know, I think a Marlboro Man would be named Bruce. No. Then Jesse, like Jesse James. No. Hank. That's it. Hank. It was mid-July, this big open Colorado sky, puffy white clouds. We breathed in that fresh, clean mountain air for another hour as vehicle after vehicle passed us by. And then the sky darkened. I looked up. There was this big, dark rain cloud. I thought, wait a minute. Storms don't just appear spontaneously in the Midwest. I mean, they develop over time. Well, this one was developing really fast. The sky opened. Robin and I pulled our yellow ponchos out of our backpacks and slid them on. Robin threw back her head, splayed hands, said, Zeus, great God of sky and thunder, come to the rescue of these fair damsels in distress. We were theater people. Did I fail to mention that? But Zeus responded, sending rescue. Headlights coming up the road. And they slowed. Then there was this old blue Chevy pickup, like rolled slowly past us, pulled to the side of the road and stopped. We grabbed our packs and ran. I have to explain. This was 1972. Young people, men and women, felt safe hitchhiking all over the country. We were inspired by the author Jack Kerouac and the musician Woody Guthrie to see the country and to meet the people. Sometimes there were so many of us on the road that we'd have to stand in line for rides. And we'd just share snacks and stories with the other hikers. Long haul truck drivers were the kings of hospitality. Young people too, always had their radios blaring. It was Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan, Bob Marley, Aretha Franklin, Johnny Cash. It was like we knew one another by our music. Then the window of the passenger side rolled down. The Chevy truck on the side of the road rolled down. There was a man, thin, sandy hair. You okay? Yeah, we're just trying to get to Salida. We'll get a motel there. You girls hitchhiking? Yeah. Well, I'm not going as far as Salida, but you shouldn't be out here in the rain at nighttime. And then the sound of his window wipers filled a long pause. Guess you could put up with me and my family for a night. We live a bit of ways up the mountain, but I'll bring you back down to the road in the morning. Well, I sized up the situation quickly. I didn't smell any alcohol or marijuana. He seemed really concerned. My sister's words rang in my head. You're going to die on the road. But Rain was pelting on my poncho. 7,000 feet, night coming, the chance of another ride. Yes. I looked at Robin. Her mouth dropped open. I gave her a quick gesture to shut it again as he jumped out of the truck, picked up our backpacks, threw them under a tarp in the bed of the truck as we climbed into the cab, me in the middle, Robin by the window, and he slid back behind the wheel. I'm Margaret, and this is Robin. Nice to meet you. Name's Jessie. Robin and I took a slow double take. Was this our Marlboro man? Jessie edged the truck back onto the 2-lane highway. It was bluegrass on his radio. Where are you girls from? Chicago. We're headed to LA. Never been in the Rockies before. Oh, this is God's country. Lived here all my life. And then he turned off the paved highway onto a dirt road that led up the mountain. There were trees on either side, and the smell, that pine, pungent, spicy smell of pine. Every once in a while, there was a simple house nestled in the trees. The kids are going to be amazed at what I brought home tonight. The wife will have dinner ready. And then he made a quick right turn onto a narrow, bumpy road full of ruts. Robin and I planted our feet. We put our hands on the dashboard to brace ourselves as he slid the truck into low gear, stepped on the gas, and propelled us up a steep hill. Robin gasped. She said, "Your sister's right. We're going to die." And then a clearing, a little wooden house, a tin roof, 4 children, 2 dogs playing in the yard, not enough grass and sun there for any grass. Jessie jumped out of the car. The kids ran to him, and then they stopped when they saw us inside. The little one ran inside the house. "I got a surprise for y'all," as Robin and I got out of the truck. His wife appeared. She was a simple woman in a cotton dress, long brown hair, children wrapped around her skirts. "Helen, Annie, Jessie Jr., Samantha, and Billy. This is Margaret and Robin. They were hitchhiking down on the road in the rain. I said they just needed a roof over their head for the night and a home-cooked meal." Second long pause of the day. And then Helen said, "Annie, set another plate." Jessie led us inside. We sat down to a home-cooked meal, and the conversation flowed, and bite by bite, 4-year-old Samantha edged closer and closer to me until she found the courage to say, "I like your shirt." I held up a corner of my tie-dye t-shirt and said, "It's okay. You can touch it." She beamed. And after dinner, Robin and I went outside with the kids and played games, duck, duck, goose, some theater games, leaving time for Jessie and Helen to spend some time by themselves on the porch. Then Robin brought out her ukulele and started to pick some bluegrass tunes. The children danced. Robin and I danced. Jessie and Helen danced. At nightfall, I climbed into my sleeping bag next to the fireplace, grateful for the smoldering embers because it did get cold and it did rain. And as I listened to the sound of the rain on the tin roof, I thought, I wish my sister could see us here. We were up early, breakfast, said our goodbyes, climbed in the truck. Jessie threw our packs in the back, drove down the mountain, and dropped us off on the road. "You girls, stay safe now," he yelled as he waved out the window. And then we watched his truck disappear in the distance. Over the years, I've often thought of Jesse and his family and their open-hearted generosity. In those 12 hours, we became friends. And I often wonder if they remember those two big city girls who spent the night as fondly as I remember them.